side is we're working with the elementary schools right now to especially Aui, since they don't have any trees out on their playground. So we're working with the school of planting some trees and doing some flower beds and things to help them out. So because of our nonprofit status, we do, we charge for our luncheons, we charge for our mixes, but we turn right around and put that money back into the community because we really want. That's one of our main goals. It's not just the networking of the businesses and getting that and giving back. So between the scholarship, working with the elementary schools, especially Aui, to try to get some trees and some shade for those for the kiddos out on the playground. We're also talking to Leon Springs Elementary to see what we can do to help them. They certainly don't need trees. They've got shade where they're at, but we're working to figure out what other opportunities there are there. And a lot of those times we work with the early act groups. So because my other hat's Rotary, and with having Ted and Darcy and Brenda and all of us on the board, we really try to coordinate stuff with the early act at the elementary schools so that it's a Rotary thing to help them with their service projects, but it's an LSBA thing to help us give back to the community.
A couple other things that come to mind as Cam was talking. Every year we've worked with Cross Mountain Church and supported them with their fall festival. On Halloween night, we have a big fall festival out there, and we make a donation. We volunteered staff before to work some of the children's rides there. Last month, we made a donation along with Rotary to the Leon Springs Volunteer Fire Department, and we had a social mixer over at Vista Ridge Apartments. And great turnout. We had a number of different businesses that brought food and other things donated. And we made a check presentation to the Leon Springs Volunteer Fire Department, which we're real happy to be working with. That was the second time we've actually been involved with them on something. There's an annual event that y'all may have heard of last year, and it's coming up again in October, is the Leon Springs Family Green Fest, which Mario Blado has been behind, as well as Lori Haxfield with Freylos. And they're well underway as far as getting it off the ground again this coming October. And it's basically a way to promote green living ideas. There's a lot of great food and entertainment out there, but then commercial vendors as well that sell different green building products. And so the proceeds of that, they do raise money by charging those commercial exhibitors, and the proceeds were split among Leon Springs Business Association and the fire department. So we're involved in that, and that's another source of income that we have to, again, give back to the community.
Sir, yes. What do you do for a living?
Okay, let me back up. My name is Mike Taylor. I work as a marketing consultant. I'm a self-employed individual. I left an ad agency that I've worked for about 4, maybe 5 years ago now. And I kind of work in a niche market. My background prior to that was in aircraft engineering, aircraft design. I worked for an aircraft engineer for about 11 years. And kind of transitioned my way into the marketing side of things. I got tired of sitting behind a computer drawing, even though I enjoyed that, but it was a very kind of quiet lifestyle, and I did enjoy getting out, going to the different trade shows and meeting people more so. So I got into the marketing side of things, worked for an ad agency, and a number of our clients were folks that you may have heard of, like Mooney up in Kerrville, Sino-Swearingen, who builds business jets out at the airport, pilot training companies, people that sell and manufacture avionics, that kind of thing. So that's sort of my niche in the general business aviation business. And what I do is essentially I do PR, I do website development, internet communications, trade show activities. I've got a show coming up that is what they bill as the world's greatest aviation event in Oshkosh, Wisconsin every year. And next week I'll be going up there to help 3 of my clients just network, do PR. I've done some press release writing prior to the show. I've helped them get their booths together with exhibit graphics, that kind of thing. So it's all over the map, but marketing related activities.
Thank you.
Sure.
We did put a couple of things on the tables, and I know I saw Dan unfolding one of them. One of LSBA's big projects was our map. So there's maps for everybody. If there's not enough at your table, we do have a couple extras. But it's basically, Mike took on this project, and I think he was happy when it was done. But it's sort of a map of kind of the area we consider for Leon Springs Business Association, and it's all the way from I-10 and 1604 out to Fair Oaks. I made sure we went to Fair Oaks so that an empty base fit into that plan. Part of being on the board, we did that. We'll have to go a little farther now since my Allstate office is another 2 miles down the road. And it's an advertising opportunity, so you see a lot of the business members that are on there. Also, our website's on there if you ever wanted to know what's happening with Leon Springs Business Association. Our website, we keep it very up to date with the event for the month. Most of our events are on the third Thursday of the month. We try to stick with the third Thursday to make it convenient for everybody's schedules. And it's either going to be a luncheon or it's going to be an after-hours mixer. We alternate them because there's some members that can make the luncheons and not the after-hours. There's some that can make the after-hours and not the luncheons. And then there's those of us that are at everything. But that's one of our big advertising, and we've got them put around at businesses, local businesses. There's also a lady in the area called Be Connected that does a welcome basket that she takes them to every new homeowner in the area when they move in, and she finds out somebody's new into a house. They get this big basket of stuff, and that's one of the things that they get. And we're actually working with Brian about doing a mass mailing through using his money mailer resources to mail these out to about either 5,000 or 10,000 homes. But we're trying to get rid of this round so that hopefully we can get Mike on board to work on it again with some of our new members. The other thing on the table we brought you guys are some koozies.